My men call me the Don, and although I run one of the most feared crime families in the city, I have to say that I'm not your typical mafia boss. You see, my day starts off like any other businessman. Of course, that businessman just happens to be the head of a mafia family with a lot of people who want me dead. It's 6:30 a.m. and I'm already up. My wife is still sleeping, so I get dressed, have some breakfast, and then I check my messages. Usually there's nothing too important in the morning. Most of the guys are asleep, so I don't need to be checking in with them yet. I do find a message from Tito, though. It tells me that he got the warehouse unloaded last night. It was another big shipment of white powder that we brought in from Mexico. Our supplier there owes us a bit of money, so he gave us a discount this time around. This is good because it means more profit for us and less competition for the Chinese triads. I finish my breakfast, grab an espresso, and then leave for work. Unlike other mafia families, we don't have a headquarters or a clubhouse. We operate out of my home. It's just easier that way. Plus, if the feds ever raid the house, they won't find much except maybe some loose-leaf tobacco. As I pull into the driveway, Frankie and Benny are waiting for me. They're two of my soldiers. Today, they'll be accompanying me to a meeting with a business associate. We're going to a local restaurant. It's a nice place, a little expensive. Only the owner knows that it's actually a front for our family. The waiters move the product for us when we need something moved discreetly. The chef cooks incredible food, but only for our family. Other customers never get to try his specialty dishes. The owner gives us a 10% cut of all profits and doesn't ask any questions. It's a good arrangement. We drive to the restaurant and meet Tony. Tony has been trying to get into the restaurant business himself, but he's been having some problems. Apparently, the local street gang has been demanding protection money from him. Problem is, he can't pay it because he's almost bankrupt as is. Tell him not to worry. For a small fee, of course, we'll handle the situation for him. But I also give him some advice. If he wants to stay in business, he needs to make more money. His restaurant is failing. I tell him that he should start selling high-quality merchandise and charge more, even if it's just a few dollars more per item. That way, he won't be losing money, and he will be able to afford to pay us for protection. Plus, we won't have to go to war with the local gang. Everyone wins. After the meeting, I go back home. It's about 10 a.m. at this point. I sit down at my desk, have an espresso, and go over the books with Gina. She's been working for the family for years. She handles most of the accounting. She's good at her job, trustworthy, and she's hot. I often think about retiring and opening up a strip club, but then I remember that I can't trust anyone and I go back to work. The phone rings. It's Polly. He's one of my capo regiments. He tells me that we have a problem. Some wise guys from the Lucchese family are causing trouble in Little Italy. They've been trying to muscle in on some of our gambling operations. Those jerks don't understand that they aren't welcome here. New York is our territory. I tell Polly to take care of it. It's about noon now, so I figure it's time to go out and make some money. I go to my closet and pick out a suit. I look good in a suit. I may be 60 years old, but I'm still sharp. I put on a pair of Ferragamos, the only shoes that I wear, and I'm ready to go. I get in the car with Benny, and we drive to the docks. One of my crew, Salvi, owns a shipping company. It's legitimate, but he uses some of the ships to move cargo for us. When we get to the docks, we find a massive shipment of wine that we had shipped from France. There was a delay getting it cleared through customs, so we had to pay some fines. These fines really add up. Sometimes we have to pay the authorities to make sure that everything goes smoothly. It's just easier that way. But in this case, we were dealing with a federal agent, so there was no point in bribing him. He wasn't having it. That's why we had to pay the fines. But it's not all bad news. I found a loophole in the law that allows me to bring in military surplus. No one thought of this before. So now we have a steady stream of cheap weapons coming in from the government. This is great because it means we don't have to rely on the black market anymore. The weapons are good, but they do come with a manual, which is annoying. I rip the pages out and toss them in the garbage. I meet up with Vinny and Frankie later that night. We go to a bar. It's a nice place, but I tell the guys that we're going to have to switch to cash only. The owner is a friend of mine, but I don't want to risk getting any of our activities traced back to this bar. Cash is king in my world. It's better to carry a backpack full of money than to deposit checks from illegal activities. Sure, it's a pain to carry around the cash, but it's worth it to stay under the radar. We drink some scotch and talk about the future of the family. Soon it will be passed on to my son. but he's too young to take over right now. He's in college studying criminal science. Tell the guys that we need to start investing in legitimate businesses. We can't keep relying on drugs and extortion forever. We need to diversify, or the feds will put us away for good. On the way home, I stop by the tailor. I need a new suit for an important meeting tomorrow. I'm going to meet with the heads of the other 4 families. It's not something that we do very often, but there's been some talk of expanding our territory. We could move into New Jersey and take over the docks there. But first we need to pay a visit to the governor. He's a good guy, but he needs to be reminded who's in charge around here. Once the suit is ready, I get in my car and drive home. It's late. Maybe I should retire and enjoy my money, but I still love the game. Being a mafia boss is all that I've ever known how to do. Besides, who would take care of my guys? They're family to me. I took them in when they were young and made sure that they had a future. Yeah, they may be killers, but they're my killers. I trust them more than I trust myself. It's nearly midnight now, so I go to sleep. I dream of a world where there are no cops, no informants, and no FBI. A man can run his business in peace. The next morning, I wake up early again. My son comes in to say hi. He wants to know if he can join me for breakfast, but I tell him to go spend time with his mother. She misses him. He's always out with his friends doing who knows what. I don't ask too many questions. He's a good kid. He just has a lot of energy. When he leaves, I get dressed and go to the kitchen. My wife is making breakfast. She's beautiful, even after all these years. She tells me to eat more and take care of myself. I'm getting older, and I need to watch my health. But I tell her not to worry. I'm a diabetic, so I'm used to watching what I eat. Soon enough, it's time to go. I get in my car and meet up with the other bosses. We drive to the governor's mansion. He's expecting us. He comes out to greet us and we all shake hands. Wearing my new suit, but the others are all in casual clothes. They know how to blend in. I stick out like a sore thumb. We go inside and sit down for a big breakfast. The governor tries to make conversation, but I tell him that there's no need. He knows what we want. He's been taking our money for years. But I tell him that things are changing. Now we want more. I don't know what it is exactly, but I know that whatever it is, the feds won't like it. And that's why I'm the Don.